as we now jump into the game, ready to go. See if Life can pull himself back, and he is going to be spawning down in the bottom left-hand location as our blue Zerg.
Yep, into the top right. His opponent, formerly Complexity, now Millennium. It's a Goswser.
Doing pretty well for himself. I'm still astonished as to how well he is actually playing, and you know, I think Goswser being 2 games up against someone like Life might have a little bit of nerves himself. He's literally 1 game away from going to Paris to fight for, I think it's guaranteed money. I think top 4 get money. Maybe top get money actually. But
I think you're right. It's definitely something that's going to come into play potentially, as he's not as used to playing in these big high pressure situations as Life is overall. And Life, he really loves his extractor cancel. He does that almost every single game I've seen him play. In fact, I can't think of a game off the top of my head where he doesn't do that. So it's really interesting to me when you watch a lot of Zerg versus Zerg and Zerg players in general in all matchups, and you notice that some people like the 10 Overlord with the extractor cancel, some people like the 9 Overlord, which seems to be figured out to be the best one. And some people even will go for the 10 Overlord into a 10 pool afterwards with a little bit more economy. A lot of different openings.
Now, with this pretty early pool that we're seeing from Life in the form of whatever it was, the 10 pool, I'm curious to see what he's going to do in terms of if it's just Ling aggression or if he's going to get gassed for either speed or Banes. When it comes to getting the speed, me and Day9 are bigger fans of the speed as opposed to the Banelings, because it leaves you in a bit more of a better economical situation. But for now, it doesn't look like he's going to get any gas, so just the pressure.
We'll see how much damage he can actually put on with this. It'll be interesting because, I mean, it's all about the micro here, really. How well can he pull this off? Can he, sometimes when you have that pressure against the hatchery, you can dance the Lings around and get some extra hits off, maybe even surround your opponent's earliest when he does get those out.
Yeah, and Goswser here, well, he opened up pool into hatchery, so he should have some Lings out to deal with it. And they'll be on the way in just a little second here. Actually cancels the gas as well, pulling a few drones to try and deal with this. So we'll push down, and he has equal Zerglings for a second until these 2 actually rendezvous here for Life, but he's slightly supply blocked. Does have 2 more on the way. Tried to still dance against this. Goswser actually bringing his... Where's his queen? Oh, he doesn't have a queen just yet. So he's still producing. Going to go for the engagement. These drones need to stay alive, and they will do. But Life somehow comes out with way more Zerglings than I anticipated from that engagement.
Yeah, he traded really, really well there. And now, of course, he's going to be able to put on a little bit of pressure with those if he chooses to. Wow. For me, I just get a little bit curious as to how the players are going to transition into the mid game for this one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It can be a little bit dicey, and you can sometimes be on the back foot so much so that if you've incurred as many drone losses as Goswser has here, then you just say, well, it's time to just make Zerglings and try and just kill it now. But the mid game is so important here as Life. He's found himself a really, really good stepping stone towards the mid game after, making himself giving himself the drone lead.
Yeah, just taking that early lead and wanting to, of course, run with it. I'll just going forward here. I wonder what the lair tech is going to be for these 2 players. You study a lot of Goswser's replays, and have you ever seen him go mutalist before?
Once or twice, but it was on Daybreak. So I think that if he's ever going to go muter, I don't think it'll end up being this map. And Cast a Curse, he'll end up doing it now. But from the position he finds himself in, I think maybe a Lingbane Roach all in after he establishes a little bit of an economy. But that being said, he's going to throw down a spine, so he might play just completely defensive-minded for now. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe so. Now, just thinking about things going into this match, like on this map, Cloud Kingdom, the third base is a little bit exposed to counterattacks.
Yeah.
And we've seen already really nice defenses from Goswser. Life, on the other hand, is someone who likes to make a lot of Lings in this match and go for counterattacks. We might see him take out some drones, maybe try to snipe some queens. and we'll see if that comes into effect as well. I really want to see more of Gosu users though poking in his presence on the map.
Yeah, I would see him go for maybe some little counterattacks like you previously just mentioned. But at the same time, there's going to be an odd dynamic here where Gossu user's hatchery is so low at his natural that if life continues to be aggressive and gets a few pot shots here and there with a few wave of units whilst he's putting on that aggression, then he could actually just kill off the expansion relatively efficiently in comparison to a previous situation where the hatchery was on full life. So life might try and exploit that factor at some point.
Yeah, could do it. And Caleris, having issues with my replay sync again. I'm gonna have you talk for another minute.
No problemo, sir. No problemos. For now, we have the Roach Warrant on the way for Gosu user. So, as I said before, he might just go for that Ling, Roach, Bane, all in. He's adding on 2 extra gas guys. There's no tech for the layer on the way just yet. Adding on a few more Zerglings as well. But some drones. So that's leading us to the belief that he might not just go for some crazy aggression. But Life, meanwhile, he's finished up his layer. He's way ahead in tech, and he is now going to go for Spire, which is going to leave Ghost User in a world of hurt if he actually doesn't catch up in that tech. And if he doesn't scout it as well, it's so important.
Yeah, he needs to make sure he gets all the scouting information he can. And I think I am nearly fixed with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for this mistake, guys. I had some weird issue with my PC.
It is fine, Wolf. It is fine. There's still more spine crawlers going down here for Life. He realizes now, after seeing the fact that his opponent did not have a layer morphing in and the Roach Warren, that his opponent is going to go for a Ling, Roach, Bane all in. So I got that pretty well, actually, considering this is the advantage of studying somebody's replays beforehand. Gosu user now, he's got the smallest window before this Spire finishes, and it's closing.
He's waiting. Yeah, he's waiting a lot here, and we talked about this before. He could put some aggression on to trick Life using this style. Life, on the other hand, I think he's going to be okay because he sees this pressure coming now. His Spire is already done. He can make immediately about 8 Mutalisks. And all he needs to do is make more spines. He already has 3 up and ready to go.
Yep. It's a pretty strong position Life finds himself in here. Ghost User is clutching at straws. And unfortunately for him, I don't think he's actually going to be able to pull out the long one. Life is well set up for the defense. He's just trying to delay a little bit with those Zerglings. And 10 Mutalisks are going to pop very soon. Put a timer on this entire army.
He can actually just go and attack those Banelings right now, and he will. This is not good for Gosu User. He's in a really awkward spot now. He sends his Roaches in. The Mutas are going to go for the Banelings, it looks like here. There are a lot of Lings to support these Spine Crawlers. If he can get all the Banelings, he should be able to get a good surround on those Roaches, but more and more Banelings coming in for Gosu User. If he makes his attack work, that's it. He will go to the finals in Paris.
The Roach numbers are being whittled down so ridiculously fast here. A few Banelings do connect with drones, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The entire force of Ghost User has now been crippled, and with that, Life could quite easily go for the counterattack with such little anti-air out for his opponent in the form of 2 Queens, and that is it.
Yeah, and even if he had killed a few more drones, it wouldn't have been enough to really equalize the word count's 43 to 34 right now in Life's favor. He can do whatever he wants with these meals. He wants to take his third base as he puts counter pressure on, but that's something that Gosu User denies immediately with his group of Lings. And the Ling group is just too much for him. GG.
Yep.
I'm sorry, let the Ling group, the mutable group. I mean, he knows he's so behind that at this point,